Uriel, February and March 2016. I am Uriel, angel of the presence and archangel of reversal. Beloved, children of the One, here I announce the time of resurrection, the time of silence within your presence, where ineffable peace comes to put an end to all anguish, to all suffering, and to realize freedom. Let us welcome together, by the grace of the Spirit of the Son, and the choir of angels, what I have to deliver to you, to offer you and to place at the doors of your temple. Silence. While the hustle and bustle of the world reaches your ears, your consciousness, the music of the spheres also opens, allowing you to hear and experience the time of freedom, the time of your silence within your presence, where the circle of the heavens opens, opening the door to the new alliance, to the resurrection, and above all to the truth, where no offense and no suffering can tarnish the shine of the truth emanating from who you are in this very world, coming to dilute and lighten the shadow of this world, until it disappears within the new dimension and your destination. Beloved of the One, hear the choir of angels. Hear the call of what you are through your illusory and ephemeral person. The time is born. The time has come. That of the passage. That which accompanies your return into your eternity, into the eternal peace of love, and into the absolute freedom of your presence or your absence. Where the One cannot be followed by any second. Where the One is the only truth, because there can be no other alternative. And now you have arrived at the resurrection, not of the flesh, but of the Spirit. In the freedom rediscovered, in the freedom hoped for, and in the freedom which sings in your ears. So hear this new breath, the one that comes to straighten out what has been twisted, what has been suffering, and what has been erratic. The time has come to live for real, and no longer chase a hypothetical survival. Life is eternal. It never stops. Only the person disappears in order to become again the immaculate whiteness of the initial and final truth, which never leaves room for suffering, which never leaves room for doubt. So together, here and elsewhere, let us welcome and vibrate in the peace of Christ, in the peace of the One, in the peace of truth. You are peace from the moment when the hubbub of the world can no longer do anything to the awakened heart and the rediscovered heart, where love is essence, where love is truth, where love requires no effort, but much more the smile on your lips and in what you are. Smile at eternal life. Smile at yourselves, smile at the other, who is only yourself, in another state, and yet the same filiation. The same essence runs through all form and all life from one end of the dimensions to the other, up to the supreme throne of the Source, up to the Absolute, where truth lives, where all is joy and where the choir of angels perpetually sings the glory of one, truth and love. I come with the Ark of the Covenant, of the New Covenant, the one that sounds the death knell of terror and error, to enable you to be what you are, forever and ever, in the infinite bliss of life, in whatever aspect. Where there is neither birth nor death, where eternity is not an empty concept, but the truth of every minute, of every breath, of every dimension and of every form. Children of the One, let us welcome together the One who will come like a thief in the night, and who yet quivers in your heart and at your door waiting for the call, that of the initial moment, of the eternity of the new alliance, of the oath and the promise. Wake up, if you have not already done so, to the truth of love, and acquiesce in the eternal peace that can only be found when you turn your soul and your gaze towards the infinite spirit of eternal beauty, of sacred blood, that travels the universes and multiverses in all dimensions. At each step, at each door, at each breath, at each birth. There is not a new birth, but rather an actualization of eternity in multiple forms, in multiple dimensions. Children of the One, here you have arrived. You who ultimately never left and never returned, except in the illusion of the person, in the illusion of the ephemeral. So what do past sufferings matter? What do present suffering and doubts matter? Because in your presence all this is erased, and no longer even exists within any memory whatsoever. Be free in love and truth. Be drunk with the newfound freedom and the new peace that nothing can tarnish or weaken. Children of the One, listen and hear the song of truth, the refrain of peace. Listen to what the choir of angels whispers to your ears, and to your soul, or to your spirit. Hear the footsteps of Christ approaching this fateful night of resurrection and truth. Open what remains to be opened, and close the doors on what is ephemeral. Be alive, the one that flows forever, and where you are forever satisfied, where no lack can appear, where no lack can be imagined or thought. The new alliance brings us the Eucharist, that of heaven in the triunity. We, archangels, and in particular Anael, Michael, and myself, come this day to seal the truth, so that never again can it be veiled by any predation or any resistance. You are love and truth, and you are the love of truth. The source whispers and rustles in your ears and your senses, of the ultimate call of Him who returns to you and in you, because He is none other than you yourself, in the truth of the moment, in the truth from here and now. Let us welcome together, beyond all form, the essence of love, the essence of the triunity, coming to satisfy every fiber of your consciousness, and each state of it. Let us work together in peace and silence. Let us work together on that which requires no effort, except to release all tension and all resistance, all belief, and all ephemerality. Children of the One, children of the truth, the time has come to return to yourselves in your eternity, to yourselves in your beauty. Stripping yourselves of all masks, of all judgment, and of any uncertainty. The time has come to experience the rock and infallibility of your presence or your absence. Everything is one. Right here, in this world, putting an end to the two, putting an end to all separation. Not only in some of you, but in all consciousness and in all life present on the surface of this world, as in this system solar. The time has come to complete what ends. Not by any action but much more by a state of being which goes beyond all action, all having, and all sensation. Children of the One, loved by the One, remember what never disappeared, but was buried in the heart of the heart. Behind the veils of ignorance. Behind the veils of fear, and behind the veils of lies. Open. Do not hold back anything that could slow down or weigh you down in the march of freedom, in the march of ascension. Promised and announced since time immemorial by the prophets, the angels, and the archangels. By those who have been commissioned as witnesses of the truth, and bearers of the flame of eternity. Listen, in the silence of communion, in the silence of fusion, by the Spirit of the Son, and the Spirit of Christ. Enter yourself, where no shadow can persist, and no doubt can emerge. There is the solution. There is the key to eternity, which has never left you, and which can only reappear in times of truth, in times of Christ, and in times of love. In the name of the one Source, I, mediator of the presence and vibration of the reversal, I come to invite you to overcome everything that opposes, and everything that resists in this world as in you. Open the floodgates to love. Open the floodgates to truth. Care about nothing but what you are in this moment. And this moment, as in every moment, and every moment after, within of the illusion of this time, of this world. The time has come for the real thing. The time has come for the truth. The time has come for the resurrection. In the new triunity, announced after the heavenly wedding, and amplified by the earthly wedding, there remains peace, silence, and emptiness. So listen, children of the One, to what I have to say to you. My words are only the supports of the love emanating, and imminent, from you, as from me, from our meeting, where there is no interstice leaving room for duality or doubt. Let what you are open up and the smile of life blossom. Not the one that some of you have known for so much time, but the one that knows no time, the one that knows no limits. For you are the children of the unlimited. Unlimited yourselves in your freedom of experiences, in your freedom of life, in your absolute freedom to be the totality of the created as well as the uncreated. Children of the One. Children of the truth. Let us make peace. Give each other peace, well beyond the forgiveness which is based on an illusory past act. Forgive yourself and everyone. Give your peace. Love fills what you give and multiplies what you have offered. There is the sacred and ultimate sacrifice of illusion in the face of truth, where no resistance and no opposition can disturb the inner silence, far beyond the explosion of the senses, far beyond all perception as well as all vibration. The Word became flesh, and again, the flesh became the Word. Hear and listen. Go beyond my words. Go beyond your listening. Because what I say is said in you in the same way. Be at peace, and stay where supreme peace can only be the only evidence, and the only reason, whose name is love, whose name is freedom. Nourish yourself in what you are, in this rediscovered eternity, which is actualized now, and from now on. There is no more before. There is no more after. There is only the moment, that of the infinite presence, that of the ultimate. Listen to what your heart says in its pulsation, what your spirit breathes. The wind blows, that of freedom, that of love, and that is in you and can no longer be in something that is external, apparently, in this world. Be light, be simple, because peace is simple, because love is light, and, also even simpler. There is your nature. There is your essence. There is your freedom. And there is your manifestation. I invite you, and we invite you, we archangels, to gather in your temple, where the totality is found, where the one and only truth is found. Be free and stand up. At a time when everything is rushing within you and around you, it is time to lay down your burdens, and put down what may remain as reluctance to your rediscovered eternity, which calls you to true life and true freedom. Where there is no other law, and no other benchmark than the infinite love of the Creator. Of the Creator, and of the creature. Beloved of the One. Remember, and open what may still seem to you to open, out of habit, or out of fear. Love dissolves fear, and love dissolves habit, making you new with every experience, filling you with grace and bliss. It's up to you to choose, it's up to you to get up, with your feet on the ground, in order to elevate yourself into the abodes of supreme peace, where nothing can affect, where the only law of love is sufficient to maintain your presence and your absence. So, in the fire of the heart, in the wave of the ether, in the transdimensional channel through which Mary will come, if she has not already come, welcome, without conditions and without care, each breath of the rhythm of your life down here. The Most High reveals Himself from now on. It is up to you to let the eternal flower, the rose of love, bloom. Become the new child again. the one whose eyes shine and go far beyond the gaze, the one who knows the truth and the beauty of love within the free worlds, within the unified worlds. We now descend to you, each in our own way, each according to the elements of matter as you know it. Archangel Michael travels across the sky. Archangel Anael puts you in the right relationship with yourselves as with everyone else. Loved by the One, I come, from my whiteness, to facilitate this ultimate shift into the eternal truth of love, into the eternal truth of what you are. Let the fire of the Spirit, the baptism of the Spirit and of love henceforth set the heart on fire, and set this body on fire, whose finitude no longer has any reason to exist. Forget the rules. Forget the laws. Only remember the law of love. In any circumstance, in any occasion of the hustle and bustle of this world, peace is within you, and it has always been written in eternity. From the first breath of the Spirit, from the first world to the last world, in each experience of consciousness, in each state of the walker of eternity and the pilgrim of eternity. Where no step is heavy, where no path can be encumbered by anything other than freedom, by anything other than the sense of truth, by anything other than the song of the angels. Beloved of the One, I place at your feet the keys of freedom. I place in your temple, if it is not already done, the truth of your presence and of my presence. In my joint radiance and in your radiance, here and elsewhere, let us welcome the grace where nothing can be lacking, where no lack can appear. And there, in the silence of your temple, fueled by the choir of angels singing in your ears and announcing the apocalypse in progress, that of Revelation, where no lie will be able to stand so that you yourself remain standing in it. Eternity of your infinite presence, as in the Alpha and Omega of the Absolute and the Source. Collect within you the water of life and the fire of the Spirit. Welcome within you the new earth and the new heavens. Perceive and feel the breath of this freedom, which no freedom in your world can welcome or even envisage. In the new archangelic triunity, superimposed on the new triunity of the new Eucharist, in every moment, in every breath from now on, is in you the truth of the moment. Listen and hear, in the silence of my words as in the rhythm of my sentences, what is beyond and coats that with the scent of truth, the scent of love, where peace is infinite. So I invite you, not to follow me, but to remain in your one presence, in whatever circumstances of this world. Peace is within you, peace is with you. Children of the One, let us sing together the song of silence and the song of beauty. There is nothing more to be done, quite the contrary. You just have to lay down all the weapons that may remain in you, those of your mind, those of your emotions and those of this fallacious story within confinement. Sing yourselves the freedom regained, and may it radiate from your presence as well as from your absence. With each minute that ticks and passes on the hourglass of time, as it was isolated within this world, bringing you to find endless and limitless space, deep space going and traveling from universe to multiverse and working for the deployment of love and the return of love. In silence and in the absence of movement, every movement and every sound is created that nothing can slow down or obscure. Listen and hear the baptism of the Spirit which sings in your heart the joy of the one life found. So walk in peace. So listen and open without breaks or restraint, in order to see what must be seen, the naked and one truth. In the silence of my words, I bless your presence and I bless your radiance, calling your heart to the infinite opening of possibilities, calling your heart to the healing of illusion and the healing of all suffering. Silence. Thus the baptism of fire will regenerate this eternity. This is now and this is already present. Thus, escaping the flowing time, the fire of the Spirit will put an end to the illusion of time, to the illusion of this world. The day has come to be alive, the day has come to forget death, to forget oblivion itself, and all history. Becoming a virgin again in the baptism of the Spirit, the celestial fire will accompany the fire of the earth, the fire of the soul will exult in the Spirit. Silence. Listen and hear the song of heaven and earth, coming to resonate in the life of each one, and in the life of all. Coming to offer you what you have worked for, anchors and sowers of light, standard-bearers of Christ in glory. Be there, because we are here. Listen. The crown of glory rests on your head. The ascended heart resonates and sings the same song, the same symphony, that of peace which sings in the universes and the multiverses. A perfect harmony straightens out the hustle and bustle. Be in agreement with the song of freedom. Be in agreement with the only eternal law, that of love and the state of grace, so that the choir of angels sings the praises of the accomplished resurrection. Loved by the One, dare to be in totality what you already experience or what you sense within you, and which, however, is not yet always fully actualized. Be blessed because you yourself are the blessing of life. No longer listen to the noise of the world, but rather listen and be attentive to the song of the resurrection, singing in your ears and in your heart, elevating the ascended heart. Silence. Place yourself in this center where everything is perfect. Place yourself in this center where only love is the rule, restoring the one truth. Let us pose together in the communion of silence, punctuated by a few words and a few sentences that only support the vibration of love and life. Silence. For nothing can bring down the truth of the One. Silence. Then, the fire of the heart will gain in presence and intensity, erasing, not only in you but everything around you, what may oppose, what may be afraid, what may resist. Silence. Listen, in the silence of the presence, to the song of eternity and peace. There is your only authentic food. There is the only place in this world where blessing is permanent, from you to you, from life to you and from you to all life. Silence. Turn around, and turn around where everything is sustained, where everything is resolution, where everything is lightness. Where nothing can interfere with the beauty of your being, which is the beauty of life. Silence. I come to invite you to place yourself at the center of the new archangelic triunity, accomplishing the heavenly and terrestrial wedding. Accomplishing and actualizing the new Eucharist, beyond any rite, beyond any rule known in this world. Because only there are freedom and truth. Silence. Let that which only asks to die and disappear die out, because it is illusory. You are the source of living water, it is time to live it. Thus, in the space of my words, here and elsewhere and in every moment I deposit the regenerated breath of the law of one. Instant of truth, instant of passage from death to life. Silence. I invite you to the splendor, not that of appearances or materiality, but that of the living Spirit. I invite you to be yourself, without conditions and without resistance. I invite you to love, as Mary will come to do. I invite you to be ready, without waiting for tomorrow to experience eternity in some future of this body, as well as of history, because there is the source of living water, there is the only food, the celestial manna which requires no cultivation nor any effort. Silence. Thus I deposit in you the white light, no longer that of the white work, but that of the crowned work, where no color prevails over another. Silence. 1. The sower of light and the anchorer of light is now called to be the beacon of light, without pretense and without conditions, of the law of love, of the law of truth, where no justice is necessary because justice cannot even be imagined or thought of. I invite you to the infinite laughter of life, to the infinite laughter of lightness. I invite you, no longer to the celestial banquet, but to the banquet of the earth now celebrating its ascension and the truth of its freedom. The sun will soon meet the earth and baptize it at its birth in a regenerated world, where no hindrance is permitted, where no link can appear. That of transparency, that of the eternal child amazed by himself, amazed by life. I announce to you the marvelous, which becomes your daily life. I invite you to sing freedom in every silence, in every alignment, in every prayer as well as in every meditation. Silence. So it is up to you to invite what is from all eternity to feed the flame of truth. I invite you to work in the creation workshops. Through your thoughts and your heart the new world is created on this earth or in any dimension, if that is your desire, if that is your experience. I also invite you to silence where all forms of consciousness are extinguished, which the frightened ego calls nothingness and which yet is much more than the whole, because it also encompasses nothingness, leaving no room for uncertainty and no room for what you call chance. There is a need, for each of you, to be the truth and to go beyond all appearance and all illusion, to welcome eternity within this ephemeral in order to finalize the fusion of your ephemeral bodies and your eternal body. I baptize you in the Spirit in the name of Christ and in the name of truth, in the name of love, each synonymous with the other. I no longer invite you to hope, nor even to hope, because everything is accomplished and everything is realized in a visible and sensitive way, even for those who turn away, through fear, from the truth of love, of the truth of the One. I invite you to the dance of silence where the harmony of the elements reanimates the ether of life, the ether of eternity. Silence. Each day, peace and evidence will gain within you. Each day and each breath more important, more intense, and if I can say more truly, putting an end to the fatuity of the world, the fatuity of predation, the fatuity of competition and the ephemerality of all that. Water and fire, finally united in the same act of love, manifest themselves in you. Even beyond what you call energy and vibrations, even beyond what you call eternal structures, is what you are. I invite you to be. I invite you to the infinity of love. Silence. Hear and listen to the song of the Immaculate Conception and the Immaculate Whiteness where no shadow and no stain can appear. I invite you to love everyone, beyond any antagonism or residual people. Love invites you to overcome all suffering, all lack and all incomprehension, because love is the final understanding, actualized in this world, of what you are. The person will always see destruction, the spirit will see the glory of the resurrection. I also invite you to adjust your point of view by always widening your openness to love, so that you too can say in these final moments, Father, forgive them because they do not know what they are doing. Thus love will work to heal those who are still sick, those who are still asleep in the agonies of this world, despite the beauty of life that has been maintained there. Silence. It is now time to put into practice the new gospel of love, in order to commune with everyone in the new triunity and in the new Eucharist. I also come to warm up what may still be frozen, due to history, due to age, due to time, due to obligations, in whatever field, imposed to lull you ever more into the throes of survival and in the throes of oblivion. Listen. Listen and hear what I say to you. Goes beyond even the meaning of my words. Go beyond yourself into who you believe you are in this world. Go beyond all appearance, rejoin childhood, rejoin the simple, and everything will become obvious, if it is not yet accomplished. The birth of the earth has already taken place, it remains for you to accompany it with your own deliverance. At the heart of love, you have all the resources to find the source of your being and your eternity. You need nothing other than to be that, without excluding anything, carrying the same gaze of love and the same vibrance of love within you and around you. Go beyond all antagonism, all struggle, all recrimination towards anyone as well as towards yourself. The state of grace and thanksgiving have the effect of achieving great forgiveness. Not the one that is celebrated every year, but the one in heaven that is happening right now. I do not come to ask you to fast, but to be yourself fasting from this world. I am not asking you to isolate yourself, but rather to reveal yourself in full. May it be through your words, by your actions, may it be in your sleep as in your infinite presence. Hear the song of your being and listen to what life inside you tells you, so that your ephemeral robes are washed in the blood of the Lamb, thus regaining their virginity in order to make way for the body of eternity. With each breath love will become more and more self-sufficient evidence, where nothing else is necessary, for love is everywhere from the moment the sails are washed in the blood of the Lamb. Silence. Don't waste any more time, because time is no longer counted or counted, because the times are there, in evidence inside you and also in evidence wherever you look. The lie cracks, in you as in all life on the surface of this world, so that nothing that is still hidden from you remains hidden. I invite you to the perpetual communion of love, to the simplicity of life. I invite you to your own freedom. Hear and listen to what the sky tells you, what the earth tells you, because the sky and the earth are in your heart before being perceptible by your senses. The time has come for the sun to join the earth, the time has come for the twin of the sun to reveal itself to your eyes, signing the decree of ascension and liberation. Do not take into account the ultimate resistances, yours as well as that of the world, linked to habit, linked to the ultimate predations trying to resist the truth of love. Silence. Ask, in these times of love, what you want from conscious co-creation, from your sacred feminine. Ask not for the satisfaction of the senses, not for the satisfaction of the ephemeral, but for the infinite satisfaction of your eternity. There is no form to fill out, there is no light to turn on other than the one you are. There is no prayer other than that of being alive, beyond the life of this world, while remaining and accompanying this world in its ascension and your liberation. Silence. Listen. Listen in silence to this song of freedom that the choir of angels whispers in your heart, announcing him who is coming, but who has never left. Silence. Loved by the one and loved by love, what can you fear, in love and peace, in love and the happiness of grace? Look carefully within yourself, because what can fear is not you, because what is afraid is not you but simply the fault of this world, locked up for so long and deprived of freedom. More than ever today, forgive and love those who have acted contrary to what you are, in order to control, to restrain the truth of love. Do not blame them for anything, because in the face of this, your only weapon is the love and purity of the child that nothing can defile or divert. Then in the silence of your being grace grows and lightness comes to light, while the night of this world comes. In the depths of the night you are reborn, not from your ashes but from the fire of the Spirit, from the fire of creation. Silence. You must have open arms like him in order to take into your heart the one who crosses the screen of your consciousness, whether he is your love or your enemy, because there is no difference, except for the no one, but you are no longer that. Silence. Allow me to insist on being in you, because I am also what you are, and this, from all eternity. Then I will spread in your heart the balm resulting from the sword of Michael, giving you lightness. Whatever the suffering of the ephemeral, of your body or of this world, eternity is revealed in grace and in happiness. At the final moment, you will remain in ecstasy during stasis, nourishing yourself with love and the infinite ecstasy of eternal enjoyment, which will no longer be limited only to an act called sexual or emotional, but much more generated from it, even with every breath. Silence. Welcome and collect the nectar of life. Welcome and collect the blue mantle of grace and the mantle of truth of Archangel Michael. Wherever you are, and wherever you are, there is light. Silence. So, I too can say to you, my friend, my loved one, in every corner of your spaces, interior and exterior, I will be the whiteness of truth, which is none other than you from the moment you welcome simplicity and childhood in totality and without conditions. Yes, you who still doubt the truth, you who still care about this body or this life more than your own eternity, open yourself so that the proof of eternity pours into you, in totality. Putting this puts an end to all questions and interrogations. My friend, my beloved, do you hear the song of liberty? In this moment, it is no longer a question of hope, but really of the truth of the moment, the truth of love. Do you hear your cells singing and crackling in the bonfire of the baptism of the resurrection? Do you hear him who draws near and is already there, and who will come like the thief in the night? Now your house is clean. Whatever you think and whatever you say, whatever you suffer or whatever you lack, the truth is not there. In love there is nothing to fill, there is nothing lacking. Then chosen with lucidity and knowledge of the facts, thus goes beyond the world of causality and welcomes the world of grace where nothing is separated, where nothing dominates, where nothing constrains. It's already there, in totality. Not in what your senses perceive, but much more in the end of all quest, in the end of all lack. You who are there, you who are elsewhere, listen and hear. Silence. Welcome and collect the smile of life. Not that which you experience here below, but rather that of the eternity of your presence putting an end to here below. Silence. Don't hesitate any longer and finally dare to be the truth. Dare and stand where you are, here or elsewhere, and let's dance together the dance of silence and the dance of evidence. Nourish yourself on joy, in this moment, here and elsewhere, as in every moment from now on. Silence. Rest finally, because you arrive at the end of the illusory path of life in this world, where you are made to believe that there is something to improve, to gain, until the moment you disappear, taking nothing with you of what is ephemeral and constantly reborn in the midst of suffering and lack. Allow me to finally bless you, first in my name, then by the radiance of a nail and finally by the radiance of Michael. 3 times I sing in you the cry of joy of freedom punctuated by love. Silence. So go in peace. So be peace. So be it. And also I can say to you, from my heart to your heart, which is only the same heart, I salute you. So I can remain silent, after having deposited in you the life-giving and eternal word. Thus the creative word unseals your lips and your heart so that everything you can say or think is marked with the hot iron of true love, and no longer by some preoccupation with the ephemeral. Thus open your eyes so that no straw or beam can prevent you from seeing with the heart, through all appearance. So I tell you, and this will be my last word on this day, I love you. I am Uriel, angel of the presence and archangel of the reversal, bringing to you the archangelic triunity. I tell you forever and ever, in the heart of the One. And allow me to seal your heart with my lips, so that it may be sealed forever in freedom and love. Here and elsewhere, whether you listen to me, whether you read me, I give you my peace, and I restore you to yourself. Silence. Channeling by Jean-Luc Ion, in French. Translated through Google Translate from original text at https://apodios.live.